Hey guys, Baruch here chatting with Ari Waldman, who's on the law faculty at Brooklyn Law School here in New York, and is also the legal editor at Toll Road. Thanks for being here, Ari.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
We just got out of a very, very momentous election season. You just wrote an article about the role of gay Republicans. What was the role of gay Republicans this election season?
Well, unfortunately, there was too small a role that gay Republicans played in this election. That's one of the reasons why we had such an anti-gay Republican nominee, and one of the reasons we have such an anti-gay Republican Party. We have too many gay Republicans saying that they're not interested in their gay identity, they're not interested in equality, they're not interested in their rights as gay Americans, and that they're only interested in jobs, the debt, and the economy, and that they say, oh, being gay is just a very small part of who I am. I am more of other things, and it doesn't define how I come to see political issues in the public sphere. So unfortunately, that is the reason why a national party is virulently anti-gay, because they have no model for what a conservative gay person should look like. There are plenty of gay Republicans who are not out, but there are too many who are out and yet still say that being gay is not important to them. They simply don't see their gay identity as defining the way they look at the world. For me, it's very different. As a gay person, I see my responsibilities toward my fellow man differently than, say, a woman or an African American or a white heterosexual male would. And I think that's great. That's one of the reasons why Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor said in her confirmation hearings that we need to bring the perspective of a wise Latina to these issues. We need to bring the perspectives of smart, able and moral, upstanding gay Americans to the issues that this country faces, not just gay issues.
Why should the gay hat be the dominant hat when we're voting?
The gay hat has to be the most dominant one now because the issues facing us are so central to who we are. When you have two candidates who are so who show such an imbalance in their support for gay rights, your gay hat has to be the #1 priority.
Until we see a candidate, though, from the Republican Party who really does support gay rights, are you advising gay Republicans to actually vote for Democrats?
Well, I think there's a difference between being a gay conservative and being a gay Republican. Gay conservatives do not have to vote Republican because they're not only is the Democratic Party as it stands today not a crazy leftist liberal party like it was in 1972 or like liberal parties in Europe. So there are plenty of things about Democratic policies these days that conservatives can like. Plus, I think you're actually right. I think gay conservatives have a responsibility to vote Democrat until their influence in the Republican Party is such that they don't have to. That's the goal. The problem is they have to make sure that they influence the Republican Party sufficiently to change its leadership and to change its line on gay rights.
So there's no gay voter who can justifiably vote for a Republican until Republicans support gay rights?
There is no gay voter who should vote for an anti-gay Republican. So there are two ways to change the Republican Party. One is internally and one is externally. Externally is with the vote. So the Republican Party should learn from this election, for example, that they can't win elections when they offend Latinos, African Americans, women, and gays. And one way to change the party is to not only stop offending gays, but to moderate their stances on their virulent anti-gay ways. The other way to change the Republican Party is internally, and that is through gay conservatives becoming members of that party and influencing members in the leadership ranks by emphasizing that being gay is nothing to hide. Being gay is nothing that I'm ashamed of. The problem is too many gay Republicans hide who they are in favor of their endorsement of Mitt Romney because they think that the economy and jobs and debt are more important than gay rights.
I was at the Republican National Convention with Waywire. I interviewed a variety of gay Republican leaders, including the head of the Log Cabin Republicans, and their argument more or less was that there are other issues that matter right now, that yes, it would be great to get married, but getting married doesn't really matter if we don't have a job, if we can't buy a house, if we can't support a family. How do you respond to those concerns?
I'm familiar with that argument, and it's an entire canard. It makes very little sense for anyone to say that your essential equality in a democratic country is less important than the other multitude of political and economic issues that are out there. If the Log Cabin Republicans and Go Proud, the other conservative Republican group, want to endorse a candidate who is so obviously anti-gay, all they're doing is telling the party that it's okay to continue to oppose same-sex marriage. It's okay to continue to bait their conservative base by exclaiming their opposition to gay rights, and that's fine for their gay Republican voters. That should not be fine for anyone who is proud of being gay. If their leadership is going to continue to say things like gay people having children is wrong in fact and wrong in paper, then they're not going to get any of us to vote for them.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much. It was great to be here.